Hey, it's Dammy here from Stereotypically British, and today I'm bringing you a FIFA 15 predictions video for the potential ratings that they might get in FIFA 15. I'm going to do this a little bit differently from all the other guys that are doing it. I'm going to do this team by team, and so today I'm doing Manchester United. And I've chose to do these guys because they've had a bit of an up and down season, and it seems interesting to discuss the ratings that they might have in FIFA 15 and how EA might react to that. Just as a disclaimer, I am a Manchester City fan, so if you think some of these ratings are a bit harsh, then at least you know why they're a bit harsh. But I like to think I'm a bit of an equal mind, and I'm a nice and middle part. And even though I'm a City fan, I'm quite realistic and honest about things, and that's what I think you'll like about these videos. So first off, we have David De Gea, the Manchester United #1 goalkeeper, and he's had quite a good season. He's not done anything different than he would have done from the season before when they won the league, but you know, most of the mistakes that he's made, you can't really fault on him. I'd more fault that on the defence. So for me personally, I am going to keep David De Gea an 83 rated card. He wasn't an 82 rated card in FIFA 14, but he did get upgraded to an 83, and I'm going to give him a potential of 87 to 89. Next up we have Anders Lindegaard. He hasn't really played that many games for Man United, you know, obviously being the second choice goalkeeper, but he hasn't even played that many cup games either, I don't think. I think David De Gea's came in when he's needed to. Obviously they've been knocked out of cup competitions quite quickly, especially in the FA. So I'm going to give Lindegaard a 75 rated card, and I'm going to give him a room for a potential of 76 because keepers normally tend to grow a little bit even in the 30s on FIFA. Next up we have Rafael, who's a right back from Brazil, and I think he was quite harshly rated in FIFA 14. I think he got a 77. I can't remember what he was at the beginning, but towards the end he was downgraded to a 77 anyway. But I think he's had a decent season. He's made a couple mistakes here and there, but who doesn't, hey? So I'm going to give Rafael a 78 rated card and a potential of 82 to 84. Next up we have Johnny Evans, who's the Northern Ireland centre-back from Manchester United. He's had a pretty on and off season. He'll play a good game and then he'll have like 7 bad games or whatever. So I'm going to downgrade him to a 77 rated, but I'll give him room for a potential of a 79 to 80 rated. Next up we have Phil Jones, and I'm a big fan of Phil Jones. I do like Phil Jones. He hasn't had a fantastic season. Like, there's nothing that he's done that I've gone, wow, that deserves, you know, real praise. But he's not. He's been giving it an effort, which not a lot of the Man United players have been doing. So I'm going to upgrade him to an 80 rated card. I think in FIFA 14 he should have had that anyway. So I'm going to give it him in FIFA 15, and he's going to get an 80 rated card and a room for potential of 84 to 86 because he's still a very young centre back with a very promising future. Next up we have Chris Smalling, who's, without sounding too harsh, is pretty shit in real life. He makes a lot of mistakes, so I'm going to keep him at 76 rated, which FIFA downgraded him to. But I'm going to give him a room for potential of a 78 to 80, because while he's still young, I don't think he's got as much of a potential as Phil Jones would, but you know, he can still become quite good, I guess. Next up we have Patrice Evra, and I'm not a big fan of Evra. I think he's quite overrated, but I think a lot of people have been realising that this season mainly. So I'm going to downgrade him to a 78 rated card, and then obviously because he's 33, he can't grow, so he's potentially 78 as well. Next up we have the new signing, Luke Shaw. Alright, he's had a great season at Southampton, but now's the big test at Manchester United. Manchester United need to play this kid in front of Evra. Evra should be the second choice centre back, second choice left back. For me, I'm going to give Shaw a 77 rated card. A lot of people disagree with that, and they'll think that he needs to be a lot higher, but I don't think he's proven himself at a big club yet, and that's why he's 77. But I have given him a potential of 86 to 90, because, you know what, he could become a world-class left-back one day. Who knows? Next up we have Marouane Fellaini, and he's going to be a bit of a controversial one, because I've given him an 80 rated card. He started off on FIFA 14 as an 81, but then got downgraded to an 80 rated. And personally, while he hasn't been too great, he's been playing well for his national team in Belgium, in my opinion. So I couldn't see why I would downgrade him, so I put him at an 80 rated. Next up we have Michael Carrick, who is, in my opinion, has always been overhyped and everything. Like last season, yeah, he did a few good passes, he's a bit of an anchor man in the back, but apart from that, he just doesn't impress me much on the ball, and he's no Paul Scholes. So I'm going to give Michael Carrick a 79 rated card, and obviously because he's 33 now, I think, he's going to stay at 79. Next up is Ander Herrera, the new signing for Manchester United along with Luke Shaw, and I'm going to give him an 80 rated card because otherwise Man United would have paid the money that they paid to get him, so I think FIFA are going to give him an 80 rated card. And while I think he's around 26, I think he's got a bit of potential because now he's moving up to a bigger club, so I'm going to give him around an 83 to 85 rated potential. Next up we have Tom Cleverley. Oh, Tom Cleverley. He started FIFA 14 at a 78 rated card, and then he got downgraded to a 74 rated card, and I totally agree with EA on this one. And next season I think he should get a 74 rated card, because while he has been the scapegoat for most Man United problems, he is still pretty shit. So I'm going to give him a 74 rated card, and his potential will only be 76 to 78, because in my personal opinion that's all I ever think he will come to in real life. Next up we have the right midfielder Antonio Valencia. And I think he started FIFA 14 at an 83 rated card and then got downgraded to an 81 rated card. I'm going to go one further. I think he should be an 80 rated card. He hasn't done anything too impressive. He got a goal here and there, you know, a few crosses, but as you can see from most of the analytics of United's game, all the crosses are absolutely shite and never go anywhere near the strikers. But I am going to give him room for a potential of 81 because he's only 28, I think, and I think he could grow at least one. Next up we have Nani, who's been also one of the scapegoats for Man United's problems, and yeah, while he has been pretty woeful, he hasn't been playing all season, and while I don't think he's that bad, he hasn't been playing all season, so I'm going to downgrade him by 2 ratings, and I'm going to give him an 80 rated card, but then I'm going to give him a room for potential of an 82 rated. Next up we have the left midfielder Shinji Kagawa, and I have no idea why in FIFA 14 he was downgraded to an 81 rated. I love Shinji Kagawa, and for that reason alone I am going to give him an 82 rated card. I think he's well deserving of that. And for a potential I'm going to give him 84 to 85 rated potential. Next up we have Ashley Young. He was downgraded to a 79 rated card on FIFA 14, and personally I'm going to give him a 78 rated card. Because I think he still has the ability, but he's just a dick because he dives, and you know, a bunch of other reasons that I could mention. And I'm going to give him a potential of 79. Next up we have the wonder kid Adnan Januzaj from Belgium. He's had a very impressive season. I think he started FIFA 14 at a 61 rated card, and then he got an upgrade to like a 68 rated, and another upgrade to 73 rated. I'm going to go a lot further. I'm going to give him a 78 rated card. While people think that he's overhyped and he's actually not that good, one thing he's got over Luke Shaw is he's proved himself on the big level at Man United, and he's been quite impressive, so I'm going to give him a 78 rated card and a potential of 86 to 90, just like Luke Shaw. Next up we have Juan Mata, and this one might make a few United fans, actually a lot of the next one's going to make Man United fans quite mad, because I'm going to give Juan Mata an 86 rated card. And you might ask, why are you downgrading him? He's not been bad, but he's not been playing all season for Chelsea, and then when he came to United, he couldn't influence the play enough. He was been playing out on the right. In fairness, wasn't his own fault, but because of the season he's had, I'm going to give him an 86 rated card, but room for a potential of 88. Next up we have Wayne Rooney. This is another one that might make some fans unhappy, and I'm going to give him an 86 rated card. Because he's still good. He's been one of the only good players for United this season, but when you think of other players on FIFA who are rated at 87, like, I don't know, David Silva, like Hazard, well no, he's 88. I could name a ton, but I'm just forgetting them all now. I just don't think he matches up with their quality at the moment, so I'm going to give him an 86 rated card, but with a room for potential of 87. Next up we have Robin van Persie, who is a great striker, one of United's best ever. But this season he's been struck with injury after injury after injury, and when he has come on he hasn't been able to make too much of a difference. So harshly, and I don't know if I'm partially starting to regret this now, but I'm going to give him an 88 rated card. And this is just because of what I've just said. Although he's had a pretty impressive international spell away with the Netherlands, I don't see him being of the same quality as Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who had an 89 rated, but he is still a world-class striker on the same levels of Sergio Aguero, Suarez, maybe. Actually, I don't know. I don't want to create any controversy, but next up we have Chicharito Hernandez, who's not been played that much this season, and when he has been played, he hasn't been able to get the goals as much as he previously would have. So I've downgraded him to an 80 rated card, with a room for a potential of 82 to 83. Next up we have Danny Welbeck, the last player from the United squad that I think is worth mentioning, and I'm going to keep him at a 78 rated card. He started off a good season and then he just didn't really get anywhere after that. He just kind of paused and he was missing blank opportunities. But he's still young, so I'm going to give him an 82 to 85 rated potential. Alright, I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Remember, 5 likes for the next one. Tell me in the comments below which team you want me to do next. I can do a variety of Chelsea, Arsenal, so I can even do abroad teams if you want. I have been watching a few of the games abroad. So yeah, I'll see you later, guys.